welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Angel and today I'll be sharing with you some more fun and simple DIYs. Before we get started, as always, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and click that little notification bell so that you won't miss out on any of my future videos. For this first project, I wanted to make some little candy jars, so I picked up these jars from Dollar Tree and I'm just painting the tops of these with my Waverly white chalk paint. You can, of course, paint these red or green or any other color that you like. I also picked up these wood shapes from Dollar Tree. I have Christmas trees and little snowmen, and I'm going to be adding one of these to the top of my jars. I went ahead and painted those white as well to match my lids. While those were drying, I went ahead and took some of these little bells from Dollar Tree and added them to my jars, and then I just picked out some candies that I liked and I'm gonna add those as well. Then finally, all I had to do was hot glue those little wood pieces to the tops of my jars, and this is just a simple way to make a decorative candy jar. For my next project, I just picked up two of these see-through picture frames from Dollar Tree, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I went ahead and took those all apart because I wanted to paint the frames white. I ended up doing 2 coats on each of my frames, and of course you can paint these any color you like or you can leave them as is. For my frames, I traced out this little Santa Claus and another thing for the other frame, and I'm just going to place my glass over top of that, and then I'm going to take my Sharpie and trace over my lines. Then I just did the exact same thing for my second piece of glass. Once I had everything traced out with my Sharpie, you're going to flip those pieces of glass over, and you're going to take whatever color paint you'd like, and you're just going to paint the backside of those glass frames. I went ahead and did 2 coats on each of them. For my next project, I'll just be using 3 of these little wood box cubes that Dollar Tree carries, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue these together to make a centerpiece. I'll also be using some of these skewers from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to end up making some little Christmas trees with these. Now, I did start by gluing my little skewers together to make a triangle shape, but I would definitely recommend going ahead and putting the garland ties on your sticks before you glue them together. But as you can see here, for 2 of my trees, I cut those little sticks down just a little bit to make them just a tiny bit smaller than the middle one. For these trees, I'll be using 3 packs of these little garland ties. I actually only used about 2 packs, I think. And all I'm going to be doing is hot gluing these garland ties to my little skewer sticks. You want to make sure that you're leaving just a little bit out at the bottom so that we can put these into the wood boxes. And again, I do recommend going ahead and hot gluing these garlands to these sticks before you actually put the sticks together. Then I'm just going to add some of this floral foam to the inside of my boxes. And you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and place my tree into the floral foam. And I know right here the tree doesn't look so great, but don't worry, we're going to take some more of those garland ties and we're going to fill in all the spaces to fill out this tree. So all I'm doing is just hot gluing the top of the garland tie to my tree. And then at the bottom, I'm just taking some of those skewers, cutting them down, and then hot gluing the bottom garland to that. And then for the smaller trees, I did exactly the same thing, but I just cut those garland ties down just a little bit. Just like before, once I had my tree placed, I went ahead and went back in with some more of those garlands and filled out my tree. Now this is a personal preference, but I went back in with some of my white Waverly chalk paint and I just flocked all of my trees to give them a snow-covered look. To cover the floral foam, I just took some cotton balls and stretched them out, and then I'm going to hot glue those all around my trees. I decided to put the word joy on both sides of my boxes. So I'm just going to paint these snowflakes white, and then I'm also going to use some of Dollar Tree's white poster board stickers to spell out joy. For my next project, I'll just be using 2 of these triangle boxes from Dollar Tree, and for one of them, I just went ahead and took it all apart. It was very easy to take apart. You just pop off the back and then you can pull the sides off, and we're just going to be using the 2 side pieces from that second box. I'll also just be using this piece of craft wood from Dollar Tree. And all I did was trace out how the sides are supposed to be onto this piece. And then honestly, I just used a Dollar Tree handsaw to cut that down. The first thing I did was just go ahead and paint everything white. Since that piece of craft wood didn't actually match too well, I just wanted everything to be the same color. Now I'll also be using these little wood snowflakes that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just went ahead and painted those white as well. To put my Christmas tree together, I'll just be using some of this Dollar Tree wood glue as well as some of my hot glue just so I can get it to instantly stay up. But I definitely recommend using wood glue for this project. Once I had the bottom piece put together, you can see here that piece with the little lip is actually going to be the front side, and we're just going to glue the bottom piece to that top piece. You're just going to leave that piece glued to the top piece and let it sit there and dry completely. Now while that was drying, I just took the little triangle piece that I took from that second frame, and I'm going to trace out the triangle onto some of my wrapping paper, and that's what we're going to put into that top piece. As always, you can choose any paper or cardstock that you like for your project. I ended up just using a glue stick to add my paper. Then I just flipped over my little Christmas tree, and I'm going to add in some of Dollar Tree's jute twine. I ended up just using some hot glue for this, and then I did a little zigzag pattern. And then the final thing for this project was just adding in those little snowflakes, and all I did was sandwich them between the jute twine and hot glue them together. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and you'll have to let me know in the comments below what you would like to see in future videos.